So all we have to do now, Chris, is make sure that I check the video before I close the computer.
Ah,
Last time I didn't do that.
good seeing you.
Wonder a piece pretty early on, so I'm sweating a little.
So it'll be that, be a pretty big celebration when you come back and win this league.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, look at it that way.
That's the attitude.
Yep. I lose so many pieces, I have to look at it that way. Have you guys played each other?
I know, it's my first time playing with you. I don't know what's a new country, trying to
Oh, yeah, me too. My first visit was about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah. How long have you been playing chess?
Off and on for like 20 years, but more recently, just in the past 2 years, I've tried to get a little more serious about it. Try to study and play.
You guys are young regularly. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26.
Yeah.
My son is 27, and, no, 28 now. And he'll be, and his brother, who I had a lot earlier, he was about 47, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 70, so.
Yeah. And have you been playing chess a long time as well?
Oh, yeah, I've been playing since 82.
Mm.
And, I'm just as reckless as it all.
Yeah.
Never learned that good defense.
Yeah.
I think I probably be a really good player if I can learn this, but it's not exciting. I love the excitement.
Yeah, I've always been partial to like gambits.
Oh, yeah.
Even though usually they're not.
It puts people off.
What I'm doing is I'm studying the book, and I don't know if I ever get through it, but it's called Mating the Castle King.
Mm.
And if I ever get that book down, you guys are in trouble. But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I played a game earlier, and someone did a game on the Carol Camp. And the game worked out for me, but I had no idea I got lucky. I did it the first good move, but not follow up. So it's nice to study that. Thanks for the game.
I like that. Nobody really lets you get into it with knock marks. Monson or something.
Once again, I think that's something.
Yeah.
Just picture the position.
It's one where you kind of give away pawn and a knight, and you're just right there where you got it.
Okay, you just right there.
You may not all,
But they'll be crawling back from it.
oh, you'll get your pieces back and more. It's really good made position.
Consider everything that.
It's hard to get people on board.
Order it can be captured, and, if any particular order of entrance benefits you.
The Italian game is you into.
And a lot of times it's best to keep pieces on the board, keep the tension, instead of trying to remove it. So you see what you did there, right? You took a piece, moved it, and then moved it right back where you started. that's, always, almost always gonna be giving a temp, giving like what's the guy that was, thinking, and that's why it would have been better to bring a bishop back instead of blocking your knight. It would have been better to bring your bishop back, because your bishop would have defended the knight.
So Chris, you have a piece.
Um,
So Gary, what happens when somebody's up a piece?
I get attacked.
You don't want to trade down.
Right.
The more pieces on the board, the more chance you have to hold a draw. Or to come back.
I don't know if you have to worry about Chris really wanting to trade down at this point because he likes adventure.
It's true. I mean, I'm sitting here, instead of just taking the piece, I'm thinking of, putting another piece in play. I mean, it's
How
true.
can I put him into a headlock?
I am.
Played you enough times to know that.
Um,
So now you're down a whole piece.
Yeah, I got no piece.
What about pawns? You got pawn advantage?
No, yeah, so, yeah.
Engage with people.
That's what you like to get on tag wrestling, you just tag out someone, so, okay, take my position here. Or force you to sit around, then you gotta play the blocks.
I do see something.
I don't mind your position all that much. I had a piece advantage earlier, but I think I wasted too much time. He developed his pieces a lot.
These pieces are in good development.
Yeah.
hmm.
I've got the double pawn.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm missing the T-pawn. I mean, it's not missing, but it's
Yeah, where it
but
should
it's-
be.
not connected to the right pawn. It's really complicated. You guys are both taking opportunities away from each other.
Yeah, I think I'm a better defender than I am an attacker.
Well, that's the move I can make anyway. So that's the bishop. That's the move. Just, this thing.
Yeah,
Longer.
It's terrible, especially if that's good. It's just. Yeah, those are the.
Yeah, I can do faster than rap, but I can't really.
I was doing think, oh, I should play some chess before I come out here, just. Ben Chess Club chapter, they're gonna have like a list tournament, I think, in April, maybe. So,
I don't do tournaments, but I wouldn't mind watching it. So.
yeah, it's over at Crook's Fermentation, and, 6 to 9 p.m. though.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
You got that picture of that game I
I did, yeah.
I'm, I got this wild hair. I always do Chris, probably knows how I am, but I want to crown a world champion Duchess.
Yeah.
Here, Duchess champion. And it'll be a legitimate world champion because I own the game. It's my game. So.
Get in there.
Yeah.
So that would have been two rows for one row. Row. And if I take back row. Yeah. I gave you a good chance there to go to the even material. Actually, that was a blunder on my part. Definitely check. Star by that one, 'cause that was bad.
My movie is.
My move to move the knight there was a bad move. It was a bad move. Now I can just trade down. Show you when you use it.
I think I have a perpetual, but
I'm gonna look at this.
delaying, well.
No, I gotta get basic, I gotta
Oh,
protect this.
right.
So I can't go look on
You
you.
want- you want
No.
to-
And I think there's a good sacrifice in my, pretty soon here.
But have, you're still hurt. Yeah. Because he's gonna still be up.
Yeah.
Alright, now maybe close.
Those are pieces.
Best deal going.
Looks good to him.
Actually, it would take away defense of my look here, and so it really just, you know, you got a leading position, you just be trading down pieces.
Material, right?
Yeah.
It was my instinct.
Exactly, I don't know. Do I have pictures now? Probably too much. Try to check.
See what I pull in here.
You know what you had earlier?
What was that?
This pond was yours to take, because you had that pressure
And-
behind you.
Oh, yeah.
If he'd have done that, it would have been hard pressed for you to even survive that state. Yes. Yeah, that pin was there, especially having it double there.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can move the queen over, boom. So I didn't want to say anything when I saw it. Oh, I hope you didn't see that. Otherwise, this guy's telling us to All right.
Do you have a preference?
No, you go ahead.
Are you sure? I don't mind.
Okay, left hand.
Left hand. This is my hand. Okay. We'll spin this around.
Two. Thank you.
Gosh. That's just gets the blood pumped in your face.
You're probably be quick, perfect. Maybe you can sit back down here pretty quick. Oh, you don't want white?
Well, you chose white.
Oh, I did.
Your defense is getting much better. Um, um,
You just stop.
That's good though. That's a good fight all the way to the end game. 51 moves. Yeah, well, because I think I blundered away a bishop over here. I almost blundered away a rook. I almost blundered away a rook, and then in one move I blundered away a rook. So I'll definitely, we'll go over this game.
What you playing? Oh, breakfast.
Yeah, sure. I'll go up there.
Piece of paper.
Yeah. They're getting a lot stronger. We wanna, pick or,
Go for it.
bishop, knight over there. Oh, so bishop over there. Yeah. Oh, that was right. That was. Right. Good. Okay. Okay. Okay.
keep getting tempted to go to the D1 square.
Maybe it'll work out. I gotta play it right though. I gotta play it right. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of scary. That's fine. What to do with that? What to do with that? Oops. Queen.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. Is there? Should we get back? Figure it out. fundraising skills. Choose the one side. Everything's in the way.
Bring all of those not developed before high school.
Oh, yeah, that's my fault. I don't know what this is. Yeah. See, it's very
Okay, so you guys are busy, right? You and Gary or me and Gary?
Oh, you can carry it. I can shoot quick.
Woo!
That was great.
Yeah. I saw that queen thing where you had that queen trap, and I said, oh boy, I'm in trouble if he sees that. Then I looked at it and I said, I got a way out. And then you did go, you traded, bro.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't want to.
We're coming, bro.
I don't care.
And I think, right?
Yes.
Sorry. Oh man, you like to put pressure on people, man.
Probably what I was taught of, if you're threatened, try to make a bigger.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
myself what I want to do.
Got me this back, my board was saying.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, you got it right. That's right. This is wrong.
Okay, I knew something was wrong.
Okay.
Oh, so I was right here.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't really mess me up then. No. Okay, since you had that move back and I have my back. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And that's me. I was like, how do you get over there that quick? Took me out of my rhythm, dude. Said, boy, that was fast. Nice. Gary and I work together a lot on Thursday nights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we go over Chester.
I've noticed you really like that opening
Yeah.
specifically.
That's that King's Indian.
I was trying to remember what it's called on the black side when you do.
Oh, the King's Indian defense.
No, when you do, it's like a similar position, but you do it in
Oh,
black
that I did
side.
last time? Was that the pier?
Maybe, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, where you have a queen D6 in the first.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I like the pier. I don't know enough about it, but if I ever got it to where it was really, I really understood it,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be dangerous. The pier is, it's no nonsense. Yeah, no nonsense type of a defensive opening. It sets some really good lines up for the queen on the dark squares, but I didn't know how to do it right. Every time I do it, I get messed up.
That's Heskley Prime, right? They always do stuff next.
Yeah. That's a long step. Alright. Well, this is always a big start.
It is.
Says two.
Okay. So he's trying to do, he's pinned my bishop. He thinks he is. Alright. It is. I mean, he pinned him in my bishop. It's coming. You got a bad attitude. Okay. See, if he doesn't move like that, he's in sacrifice of bishop. There's a reason why he sacrificed that bishop. Yeah, I've always known. House to the carry. Okay. Checkmate.
No, you can buy.
How about if I don't want to draw?
You can resign again. You gonna resign or you gonna keep going?
You have a problem here?
I don't care.
That's the kind of chess I like to play. When you throw a sacrifice, you have everything set up where you get down here.
No, this is.
Gary, you missed that pawn was coming. You missed that.
Oh. I gotta go to the restroom real quick, so.
Okay, let me get over here and watch the grandmasters at work.
This comes up the over.
Oh, you that far ahead?
No. No, I dropped,
A piece?
I dropped exchange.
Shots.
So I've been there. Well, I dropped an exchange and a pawn, so.
Oh, man. So all he has to do is just use brute force, huh?
Really patient, that's the thing, I gotta be patient.
A lot of players don't like using brute force when they get up the pawn. They wait till the end game before they utilize
Yeah, I like to use brute force on down lines.
that.
That's called desperation.
Tomato, potato.
I know that all too well.
Oh, Gary let me open up the G pod. Get rid of the G pod. Protection.
Really quickly. I think it's kind of necessary.
I remember last week, that last game, he came up with some spectacular stuff.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes. Evenings, my weekends.
I was tired when I got here. I'm in a 51 move game with Gary. I didn't even take it easy.
Oh,
The only
wow.
thing I didn't do is I didn't try to trick him in the opening. That's the only thing I didn't do.
Oh, wow.
I did give him a little bit of help,
Well, yeah,
but you know, after the
but
first,
you can tell he's getting more savvy though, right?
my goodness, yes.
We played the chess engine on 4 yesterday, we held it down.
She said, okay. Now what? Now I see is everything I can't do.
Be quiet about what I see. I am going to be quiet about it. Oh, it's your move?
Yeah, it's
Good, it's a good thing it's your move.
I had a thought, but now it's gone.
Brute force. Brute force.
Yeah, of course. Yes, choice for me. Good summary for me.
That phone booth was pretty savvy.
Well, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, so. That was H6. Yeah. And,
You gamble a lot with those aggressive lines.
for a minute, but then what? Hmm, I don't know. There's nothing there. Yeah, I don't think any way to play this out would be good. Hmm. I don't think any way to play this out would be good. Alright. That goes check. Defense. Hmm. I don't see anything. I'm not seeing anything.
Right there, right?
See, we got that line. Since I heard, it's not doing much for me over there. You guys beef back.
Text to web fail. Really? Not sure.
Let's see, I don't see that.
Boy, I'm so tired. Yeah, I'm sleeping, I'm tired, just to live, 4:30 in the morning.
See that one there?
Yeah, that was nice.
Made a mistake. No, I didn't. It is, seen that. I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't.
Easy.
D6, right? Takes. Which takes to 5, right? long diagonals are deceased.
That must be. Drop dead.
That's more than enough, especially with connected phones. They're a good game.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I didn't know,
What time
I
is
was
it gonna
in
be?
desperation for a while there.
6:43.
6:43.
You wanna get another game in with Ralph?
I'll get one in with him.
Yeah.
Well, that was, yeah, I gave myself a chance and I fought pretty hard there for a
Yeah,
bit.
you did. Your choice since you won.
Okay, I will take white then.
Okay.
This right here.
Okay.
Checks.
Just,
I think that's true. Anyhow, good game.
yeah.
I think that might have to be my last.
Bang that time.
Yeah.
Are you out of here?
Yeah, I think I got right now. I need to run over there. We'll go pick up some chickens.
Oh, yeah, they got some, like, they seem to be out all the time.
Yeah, well, I guess I was running to see if they have any. I tried raising chickens last fall, but there's a couple stumps in there I couldn't get into my coop and they didn't make it.
See you next week, maybe.
Yeah, it'll definitely be soon. But yeah, I'll try to make it out as soon as I can.
Hey, man, we're happy to have you, even if it's just,
Every other week, once a
yeah,
month,
once a month even, I mean, it's nice to get, to play with a variety of people.
Yeah.
I know there's more people that, I think they don't come because they can't really commit, and man, if you get enough people that just can only commit a little bit, you still got a lot of people.
Yeah, even if people like come and scatter.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
Anyway, yeah, I'm very sure to move on here. It was great playing with most of you. I'll get you next time.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
read this part in here. 935. And then you took, which I knew that I could take back that immediate recapture. Then you went, I should be two. You could come and check here. It's been kind of pointless.
Cause you just put some.
But with your knight there, it's actually a little bit more,
Yeah, I
it's a little more difficult than that, right? So now, yeah, if you check, you can't stack material. There's no material to stack because you've got a pawn and a knight defending.
You got a bishop protected it too. You got a three protected.
But if this knight wasn't here, then there's opportunity for sack. Check. Block the check. Take. No. One, two rooks. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Queen, queen. That's even. That's still even. I mean, that's one way it could play. It could have played out that way. But it didn't. But it could have played out that way.
So,
And your bishop was right here, and this guy was not here. He's here. Okay, and then you move bishop e2, and then bishop d6. Attacking the knight. You went e4, which was almost a blunder, because if I can take on Passant, then if you don't take back with the knight, you lose that piece. You took back with the knight, and then f6, bringing this knight out here, preparing the castle. Then knight c3, bring this knight out, then castling, then castling, 6, I wanted you to keep you from coming here and harassing my bishop. You're covering a lot of squares. You're covering this dark squares. You're covering this dark square, and this dark square, this dark square, this dark square, this dark square, this dark square. And the only one you're not covering is this one. And I really didn't want to go backwards like that. Supposed to be clean. And my concern was, what if I don't make that move, you come out here and hit my bishop. Where does my bishop go? My bishop only has one move. Yeah, that was my concern. So what I did is I pushed pawn to stop you from coming back here. Then you went a4, moving up 2 spaces. Then c5 on you.
Yeah.
You take back. You can take my queen. I take queen.
I am just shoot right here.
After I move c5,
Yeah.
you move e3. B6. Just kind of solidifying that there, no other reason than that. Knight to b2. Oh, so here's where you repeated moves, right? You brought your knight over there, which wasn't the greatest because it blocks your bishop. It does unblock your queen, creating somewhat of a pin on this. But bishop f5. Here's where, I had opportunity for a little bit of a tactic. And what I was thinking is if I go here, that's actually hitting the knight. So if we trade, you've got to do something with your knight, or else you lose it. And your knight doesn't have a lot of safe squares to go, so your knight would have to go here, really pushing it, really unaffected. So if you took queen and I took here, your knight has to go somewhere, or I suppose, no, you can't protect it because then my rook takes. So yeah, you would have to move. So this probably would have been a really good move because your knight just has not many squares to go to.
If I left my knight in or had it, I was still.
But I didn't do that. Instead, I decided to develop this bishop out here, putting pressure on this backwards pawn. From here, I thought about what if you move the bishop right here? Is that a trade that I want to make? I can't win your queen. We've got too many defenders close squares. Bishop f5. So this was one move that I thought you might consider. Attacking a bishop that is not defended.
Instead, I think I want to hit it.
No, you moved your bishop out. You moved your bishop to right here. Which was a blunder. Moving your bishop out was a mistake. Moving this bishop right here was a mistake. Because then that gave me this move attacking your knight. And even if this knight moves somewhere safe, this knight is going to fall. You see it? Mm-hmm. And so what you did in response is you went knight b3. You came here, right? Knight d3, which allowed me to take this guy and hit your rook. So then you had to move your rook you're covering this square, so I couldn't get, but did you see how that was a mistake?
Yeah.
To move the bishop out was a mistake, because what your bishop was doing is your bishop was, and this was where here. I don't remember. You know, maybe this was here. Oh no, this was here, that was the, okay, because I put pressure on that home. So, wait, instead of doing that, you could have moved this guy. Or you could have traded queens. Or, I mean, you could have done this and said, you know what, if you want to trade queens on my terms. So that's something you could have done. I don't know. But where were we? I brought my bishop out to e5, and then you brought your knight to d3. Oh yeah, because you brought your knight to d3 here, hitting the bishop. But what you missed is this was me. That's what you missed. You missed that. And then, oh, where was this bishop? I don't remember that.
It was.
Oh, wait. You brought this bishop out here, I think there. Yeah. So that's the right position, I think. And then you brought your rook over c1, and then I brought my knight to over here to g4, hitting this bishop if you take. What did I have? I don't know, maybe we messed up the position a little bit, because if you take, if I had something, or if you take, and the bishop wasn't there. I don't remember, where was your original bishop move? You got a bishop to e2. That was another bishop. So you did it at some point, you did take and move your bishop to f3. That was after I moved my knight here. I don't know. There was something that I saw. Oh, what did I see? You take here, you take here, you bring your queen and take here. Man, that's not what I was gonna do. That's not what I was gonna do.
I swapped your queen for queen. I remember correctly.
Because what I was gonna do is if you took here, so maybe take here. I don't know. I think the position might have got messed up a little bit. But you saw
Yeah.
you know, basically you saw your mistake is that you had knight and you had knight and you had rook, right? And this bishop was here and this bishop I think was right here. And let's see, this knight was right here. And so this was the position, I think. And then black went bishop, bishop e5. But I think this was the position, but I wasn't quite here yet. I was still down here somewhere. And you brought your bishop right here, which allowed me to bring my bishop right here. Then you brought your knight right here, which allowed me to take it right here. Right? bishop takes c3, and then you got the rook here, and then I'll put this guy here, and then instead of taking, you just went right here. Oh, hitting my rook, that's right. You went there hitting my rook. Um, so that was bishop f3. And then with my knight, I was able to take here and actually hit your queen. So that even if you did take my rook, and then I think you took,
I couldn't, because once you moved there, I was in check.
you took with this, right? And then I moved my rook up one, and you moved your knight to e5 up here. And I don't remember what threat that was, but that was a blunder because my bishop.
Right.
So that was a mistake. And what I did is I opted first to take your queen. So what would have been a better move for you? Because what you did is you moved what your knight, and your knight was right here.
The better move would have been to move the castle and midnight to. That would be a better move.
No, that's where you moved your knight, and that allowed you to take, and then now you can come back because this bishop covers that square. If you move your knight here, the bishop is covering all of these squares. This square is covered, this square is covered. But you really didn't have a, oh, why move your knight? Why not leave your knight where it is? If this pawn pushes, covered. Why move your knight? Why move your knight? You just didn't want the trade? This trade isn't all that bad for you. I mean, the trade would give you two connected pawns in the center of the board. This trade is a decent trade. You don't need to move that. You don't need to protect it because look, come here, okay? And then you have this, which does two things. Now you've got connected pawns in the center of the board, plus my bishop is under attack. So from here, I can't take the pawn back. All I can do is retreat my bishop. So you didn't have to move that knight. You could have just taken, and that would have given you two pawns. Now you have three pawn islands here, but that's not big of a little bit of work that you have to do to protect. But yeah, I have to move my bishop. If I move my bishop here, that's pointless. You can just move your rook up and back there. So what I want to do is I want to bring my bishop back here. Now, there's the threat of bringing the rook over and hitting that pawn. You can't bring this rook up to protect it. But what you can do is you can bring this bishop back and now that's protected. Yeah, so I think you shouldn't have been afraid of this structure. You shouldn't have moved the knight, you should have left the knight where it is. And just kind of let that go.
Yeah, I think that's what I said that you did that, but I think that's my house.
Because when there's an opportunity for a trade to take place on the board, you gotta ask yourself, is this trade, is there any way this trade could benefit me? And in this case, it does benefit you because you get two pieces in the center of the board. You know, so yeah, it is a benefit to you. And from this position right here, your plan is pretty straightforward. You want to play in the light squares. You want to play in the light squares. because you still have a light square bishop and I don't have a light square bishop. So from this position, doing something like this and then following up with that, triple protecting this backward pawn. Having your pawns on light squares so that I can't really attack. Eventually, even maybe putting that in. Again, I have no light squares to. You have no light. I have no light square bishop to. So I just stay on the light squares, avoid the dark squares, and that backward pawn stays protected. My pieces aren't developed enough to do anything else. And anytime I use my dark square bishop to attack, you just attack back. Right? And I mean, you don't even have to be afraid of checks. You get a check, you just move on the light square. Now you're on light squares, and my dark square bishop is ineffective. Your bishop is ineffective too, but your bishop is doing a job, and that job is to protect the backward pawn.
Right.
You're controlling half open file here. So a little bit you have to worry about dark square weaknesses. That's pretty that's a concern. But the rook protects and it's really not that much to be afraid of.
Oh, no, I'm so tired.
This guy's pretty dangerous though.
Yeah.
He's pretty dangerous. I have to watch out for him. You can see if I can cover both the light squares and the dark squares.
Yeah. So can you queen? You could switch colors of your queen.
And here, move your back there. Oh,
I'm making you tired now.
no, I was tired when I got him. Yeah, this is interesting, but that would be an interesting position to play out. Something like that. I'm thinking queen exchange, I don't know. This, right, follow it up with this, trying to, oh, that doesn't work. Following it up with some way to trade off this queen. This. But you get the queens off the board, and it's really hard for progress. You played good though. You played good down the stretch. You just kept fighting. You can you play a good game against Timothy now. Maybe we have a chance to beat him.
That's kind of the procedure, you leave them the way they provide them or something, and.
Are you guys, cool enough if I switch this back?
Oh, for sure.
You guys still cool enough?
Do you know what they typically use this space for, like every week?
It's different groups, different people use it for different reasons.
Yeah.
There's a square dancing group that has that here. There is a drama club that does, theater that meets here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know, it definitely gets used. It definitely gets used real good.
I'm gonna take off.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna have to stop giving you pretty soon. So I'm gonna start losing to you.
Don't forget your water bottle here. There.
Is this that kid's phone?
No, I think that's it. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, catch you guys later.
Yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
I don't have a plan.
That was a mistake. Yeah, it's a critical mistake.
That was tight.
No, that was just dumb. That's dumb, because I knew I had to get out of here. I had to peel off my guy. Dang it, I just want to move back. Yeah, that was it. That's it. Because if I'd have stayed,
Yeah.
I'd have had some leverage, but I gave it up. What'd you think?
Well, the only thing that I saw was any kind of hope is maybe giving up the night.
So, yeah, I gave up the night.
Oh, that's right. So check,
Uh-huh.
but then I'll take with
Yeah,
check.
yeah, but now you have room to come here.
True.
But that
Okay, what's
still
next?
doesn't do much, does it? Check and, well, yeah.
Well, this
see,
gets my
like that.
exchange back.
Yeah.
I could take and trade.
Right.
No, here's, no, I can't do that. I was thinking about another check here.
Yeah.
I can check here and maybe extend it a little bit, but then at some point.
If you look here, that's covered.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I thought is, but,
Oh,
but
no.
even with throwing.
Yeah, no, he goes
Oh, no, you
here.
can't go there, that's a check.
Yeah.
You can't go there that whole line.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
that's the difficulty is, the king can't come this way. So even bailing on that,
Too many checks.
even bailing on that, I mean, you come back here and,
What do you do next?
Yeah, I'd probably do another check here.
No, you couldn't do it there because you lose.
I'll shift in right on my minus protecting there, be a good point.
So what would you do?
I mean, it's still kind of with the past ones over there and the material. Board.
Yeah, I would still, because I don't know if I truly have a winning position. I've been down a piece.
Yeah, you down a piece. The best thing for me to do is get on this back road
Yeah.
and raise hell.
I know good pawns, so if
Yeah.
I'd be able to trade down and take one of those knights,
Right.
and I
But
could
that's-
potentially get a draw.
That's all I saw is that
Yeah.
to continue the game, you could block with the knight, sacking the knight, just move the king up and down, back and forth.
Yeah, at some point though, if I even up the material, I'm probably gonna
That's
trade.
right.
Yeah.
Played really good until I just stalled here. I had two knights that I could have just ran around and raised hell with, but I kept them out here protecting themselves and they weren't doing it. So, Really good job. You wiggled out of it.
Yeah, I'll bring your water bottle.
Yes, I was like, you did it. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, you're welcome. Are you probably bringing by?
if I'd have been down there on that seventh rank, you would have had to respond. You could have done some stuff down here, but the knight and the rook by themselves wasn't enough. By me keeping my knights jumbled up, I just couldn't get any leeway. You know, but that's good comeback.
Yeah, that was fine.
It was. Yep. I just again. Okay, let's make sure I save it this time. Should know it's saved.